Let's move on to the h2 example. So if I take a look at the h2 source code, it's a fairly simple, straightforward matrix multiply. It allocates a vector and then stores the result of a matrix multiplication to a vector inside the vector and returns that. And here we can see that we are calling this function, showing the vector when it is completed, and then freeing it up. And if we run this, first I have to compile it, then I go ahead and run it, and it produces results exactly as they appear in the lab instructions. Well, I'm going to go to h2.c, and I'm going to do as instructed. First, I'm going to set some parameters, and then we'll go ahead and loop through this. So let's loop 5 times. Once we've created this loop, we'll go ahead and save it, build it, and run it. If you take a look, it appears that the first value is correct, but the second value seems to be twice, at least these last two, twice the values of the first. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It's almost as if we're adding on to the previous value. And that's exactly what we're doing. If we take a look at the source code here, we go ahead and perform the calculation, show it, and free the memory. And then the next call, second time through the loop, we reallocate memory. But then we immediately start adding in the matrix multiplication here to the newly allocated memory. The problem here is this memory is not initialized. malloc does not actually clear anything. It just simply allocates the memory, and whatever was there before is still there. We need to clear this memory. Well, we can actually see this problem. I'm going to go ahead and run a special program. There's a program called valgrind. Valgrind is a memory checker. It actually replaces the standard allocator and tries to check and make sure that you're not doing anything that you shouldn't be doing. And if we run valgrind on this program, first thing you'll notice is that the values actually come out correctly, but it complains a lot. Specifically, it's complaining that there are conditional jump or move depends on uninitialized values, specifically in printf. This is where it actually detects the problem. It's not actually detecting it when it's being written, but it does detect that these were uninitialized when it prints it out. So what can we do to fix the problem? Well, if we come back in here to the source code, instead of using the malloc allocator, we can use calloc. But calloc actually takes 2 parameters. It takes a count and the size of the value that you're allocating. So I'm going to go ahead and make that change, write this out. We'll go ahead and create our program and run it. And now we can see that this matrix is being initialized properly. Once we've cleared the memory that's being allocated, this works successfully.